Welcome back to the Spirits Educator channel. My name is Brian Donnelly. On this channel, I provide brand trainings and in-depth spirits information. If you are new here, please give this video a like and consider subscribing. I'm excited to talk to you about one of my favorite tequila brands. A brand that embodies authenticity, innovation, and quality. Tequila Herradura comes from the town of Amatitan, located in the Volcanic Valley or lowlands in the western Mexican state of Jalisco, halfway between the state capital in Guadalajara and the town of Tequila, where the spirit draws its name. The brand is produced at the last tequila-producing hacienda in Mexico. But what exactly is an authentic hacienda? To be considered an authentic hacienda, the building or property must have been built between the 18th and 19th century and include a main house, chapel, casco, or a courtyard or a center area, land extensions, housing for workers, and self-sufficient livestock or agriculture. Much of the brand's history, marketing, and image revolves around the hacienda because it was the foundation of all things that would eventually come. A Roman Catholic priest named Padre Romo initially established the property as a ranch and distillery in the early 1800s. Tequila Herradura traces its historical roots to 1870 when Felix Lopez assumed control of the property and renamed the hacienda San Jose del Refugio and registered the hacienda as an official distillery. While the hacienda was an active distillery at this time, the Tequila Herradura brand and iconic horseshoe logo was not officially registered with the government until 1928 by Aurelio's cousin, David Rosales. Like many historic brands, there is a great myth surrounding the origin story of Tequila Herradura. Sometime after Felix Lopez took control of the hacienda and distillery, his son, Aurelio Lopez Rosales, was working in the agave field when something shiny caught his eye. He believed that he had possibly found gold, but instead found a single horseshoe that had caught the reflection of the sunlight. Herradura means horseshoe in Spanish and is a sign of good luck, which is why the symbol would eventually become the brand's official logo. The excellent marketing twist on this story is the horseshoe is only considered a good luck symbol when the open endpoints are pointed upwards. Now, the horseshoe opens downwards on every bottle of Herradura, which means that luck is only brought to those that pour themselves a drink. So cheers and salud. The hacienda survived some tumultuous times, including the Mexican Revolution, Cristero Rebellion, and significant land reforms that stripped the property of considerable farming acreage. In 1960, Doña Gabriela de la Peña, the undisputed queen in the history of Tequila Herradura, took control of the hacienda along with her two sons, Pablo and Guillermo Romo. They ran the operation for the next 4 decades, driving innovation and growth without sacrificing quality. As processes modernized, a new distillery was built on site in 1963. The original old factory was preserved as a museum to offer future generations a glimpse into the past of Casa Herradura. The brand has many historical claims to fame, but 2 significant innovations happened under Gabriela's supervision, forever changing the tequila industry. Tequila Herradura pioneered the first Reposado in 1974 and the first Extra Añejo in 1995, inventing their respective categories. In 1994, her sons Pablo and Guillermo continued to expand and improve when they launched the El Jimador brand, which quickly became one of the top-selling tequilas in Mexico. El Jimador is an entry-level brand also produced at Casa Herradura. The ownership and control of the hacienda stayed within the extended family until the brand, distillery, and agave fields were eventually sold in 2007 to Brown-Forman, the parent company for popular American whiskey brands like Jack Daniel's, Woodford Reserve, and Old Forester. Let's examine each stage of the production process. Tequila Herradura, like all premium tequilas, is distilled from 100% Blue Weber agave. Agave is a succulent, not a cactus, as many people believe. Casa Herradura has expertly kept its agave field full of more than 25 million agave plants at various stages of maturation to keep a constant and reliable source of agave for the distillery year after year. The agave plants have been propagated from the original plants grown on the grounds almost 150 years ago. The distillery uses a combination of agave from Nayarit, Amatitan, and the Highlands, or Los Altos. The humidors harvest the blue agave from 7 to 10 years when the plants are a minimum of 44 pounds with a minimum sugar content of 20%. Each mature agave plant is hand harvested by the highly skilled humidors using a tool called the koa, which is an extremely sharp round blade on a long handle. After harvesting, the piñas are transported from the field to the distillery on a cart and cut into halves. Each piña can weigh between 80 and 250 pounds. Next, the halves are carefully hand stacked and slowly baked in a traditional brick and stone oven for up to 26 hours at 203 degrees Fahrenheit. Each oven can hold up to 40 tons of agave piñas. After the steaming process is complete, the cooked agave is a deep orange-brown color and resembles a soft cooked sweet potato. The agave is then left in the oven for a further 9 hours to cool before milling. The cooked piñas are run through a mill twice, which crushes the agave and separates the juices from the plant fiber. Steaming the piñas first makes it easier to extract the juice from the core. This produces mosto, or a sweet liquid known as agave nectar. This sugary liquid is used in the fermentation process. Casa Herradura uses 100% natural, wild, airborne yeast for its fermentation process. Over 16 different species of fruit and citrus trees are grown on the property, and they provide the various strains of natural yeast that give Herradura its unique flavor profile. This is highly unusual for a major commercial tequila brand because most brands use a traditional yeast strain to ensure consistent and fast fermentation every time. Fermentation lasts for up to 96 hours to allow the flavor to develop deeply and fully. At this point, the fermented agave juice is around 5% ABV. Maria de Jesus Lopez Rosales, the sister of Aurelia Lopez, returned to the hacienda after the Cristero Rebellion. She never married and remained at the property the rest of her life, which she spent in serving the town of Amatitan. She is responsible for building schools, the town hall, and renovating the historic local Catholic church, and so much more. In 1958, she paid for the construction of 5 wells in the town. The gift of water is perhaps her greatest gift to Amatitan because constant, clean water can be more valuable than gold. Water is undoubtedly one of the most critical parts in the production process and an essential ingredient to any good distilled spirit. These wells provide the water source for Casa Herradura to this day, filtered through reverse osmosis to ensure the purity of the tequila's aromas and flavors. After fermentation, the juice is distilled twice in stainless steel pot stills at a low temperature for up to 9 hours. After the first distillation, the distillate is around 25% ABV, and after the second distillation, it is between 46 and 55% ABV. The heads and tails are cut after each distillation cycle to preserve only the best of the alcohol. Each batch is repeatedly tested and reviewed by an exclusive panel of tequila experts before bottling or preparation for barrel aging. Herradura uses 55-gallon charred American white oak barrels made by the Brown-Forman cooperage. These barrels possibly held other Brown-Forman American whiskeys such as Jack Daniel's, Old Forester, or Woodford Reserve. Bourbon and Tennessee whiskey must use only a new barrel for aging, so these barrels receive a second life to age tequila. Most of Herradura's flavor and all of its color comes from the barrel. The new tequila enters the barrel around 88 proof. All the bottling is done on site, and the iconic horseshoe is applied by hand to every bottle. Herradura Silver. The majority of silver tequila, even premium brands, does not typically see barrel aging. By law, silver tequila can be aged up to a maximum of 59 days in oak. Anything over that would be considered a reposado. Herradura Silver is aged 45 days in barrel, which gives it a beautiful straw color. Herradura Silver still has an agave-forward flavor profile, but the brief time in the barrel gives this product a subtle aroma of vanilla to support cooked agave and fruit flavors. In the United States, this product is bottled at 80 proof or 40% ABV. Herradura Reposado. This expression was the world's first Reposado tequila, first released in 1974. The legal minimum aging requirement for Reposado tequila is 2 months in wooden oak tanks or barrels. Herradura Reposado is aged for 11 months, which pushes the maximum legal time in barrel for a Reposado. This expression has a rich amber color with notes of cooked agave, vanilla, and butter. The additional time spent resting in charred American white oak barrels creates a smooth and sweet finish with slight spice tastes. In the United States, this product is bottled at 80 proof or 40% ABV. Herradura Añejo. This expression was first released in 1962. This expression is aged 25 months in barrel when the legal minimum time for this category is 12 months in a wooden tank or barrel with a maximum capacity of 159 gallons. This expression is a deep amber color and the flavor of cooked agave, toasted oak, and fried fruit melt on your tongue. In the United States, this product is bottled at 80 proof or 40% ABV. The Herradura Ultra is the newest expression from the brand, first released in 2014. This expression is a Cristalino tequila, which is a blend of añejos with just a touch of agave nectar for sweetness that has been filtered to remove the color and enhance the smoothness. The expression has a flavor profile of cooked agave, caramel, honey, and toasted almond. In the United States, this product is bottled at 80 proof or 40% ABV. The Herradura Selección Suprema was the world's first extra añejo tequila when it was released in 1995. The legal minimum for the extra añejo category is 3 years or 36 months in wood, and of course Herradura exceeds this by aging the Selección Suprema for over 4 years or 49 months. This expression is the ultimate sipping tequila for the true connoisseur. This extra time in the barrel gives the tequila a dark amber color and an extremely rich and complex flavor, with a long and subtly sweet finish. In the United States, this product is bottled at 80 proof or 40% ABV. I would like to encourage all those that are watching this to please drink responsibly.